Hey, how you doing? This is Mike from Harris Water. Today I have Ashley Pierce. She is our office manager. And part of the video today is what we want to do is, although our office staff talks about what we do on a regular basis and handholds everything that our customers experience when they sign up for a job, they very rarely, actually never get to go on a job site to really see firsthand what we do. So I thought it would be a good idea to bring Ashley out today to show her Stanley's crew. He's installing a sewer so she can experience it. Ashley, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here.
Great.
And excited to see what's going on.
Yeah, and you've been working for Harris for about 5 or 6 years, right?
Yes.
First time on a job site.
First time. Got my hard hat. I'm ready.
You're ready to go.
Ready.
All right, great. So part of this experience is for us to know like what type of questions you have when you're on site.
Okay.
So we're here.
Yes. First thing I can think of is how long does this take? It looks, from what I can see, it looks like a lot, but how long does a sewer or water relay usually take?
Okay, so today we're doing a sewer relay.
Okay.
Typical sewer relay in this area of New York, we're in Queens, is typically 2 days. Stanley had started this job yesterday. He already replaced the piping from the outside foundation wall to the sidewalk. Today we're working on the street.
Okay. So does the homeowner have water that whole time? Are they out of water for 2 days?
That's a really good question. So, and you field this question just about every day. So while we are on site, we request that the water is turned off. Okay. That way, as you can imagine, no one wants to be working in a sewer hole with actual sewage running through it. So that'd be disgusting.
Yes.
So we keep the water off while we're working, and then when we're done, you can use the water at night. And all I always say is like, find a take like a shower, don't take like 10 baths and run like 30 loads of laundry. We'll be fine. Sensible use, exactly.
Okay, now that's good to know. What safety protocols? Because that's another question that we get.
So let's check out, we could actually walk and check out some safety protocols. So we're on the opposite end here of a street closure, right? So as you can see, there's no way for cars to pass here. That's good. So in order for us to perform this work is that we needed to close the street. We called it in with the city. We have the street closed. So that is one big safety protocol. So we don't have to worry about vehicular traffic or anything like that on this job since we do have the street closure. Besides that, as you see, our excavation is starting to get deep. We're about 5-6 feet right now. We're installing our shoring. And the reason why we install shoring boards is so that it's safe for our guys to be in there without soil falling and potentially trapping them underneath. So, you know, doing sewer work like this compared to water can be very dangerous if you don't take the proper safety. And basically just make sure everything's caution tape. You know, fortunately this is in a quiet area. We really don't have to worry about a lot of pedestrian traffic. That's good. So generally this area is a pretty safe area to work in. And then I noticed there's the backhoe with the dirt. But are there times when they don't use the backhoe and maybe they hand dig or? So that's a really good question. So for the most part, we'll be able to use a backhoe. Only time we really can't is if there is a bunch of utilities. Before you got here, when they were digging in the hole, we could take a look here in a second. There was the water main is right here. So when they get close to the water main, they have to hand dig, break the soil around to make sure, obviously, we don't bust the city water main. Okay. Okay, let's take a peek. So in terms of sewers, I'm sure you're wondering how do they determine how deep they need to dig? Okay, so usually you take a measurement from the manhole, right? The manhole covers all the way down there. Okay. And that's how you gauge, and there's one right there where we were standing before. That's how you can gauge. You open it up and you can see where the water's flowing, and there's a shelf. It tells you how big the sewer is, and then you can gauge how deep you have to dig from there. These guys already know because, like I said, we were here yesterday. Typically the water main's only about 5 feet deep. Okay. You know, sometimes a little shallow or sometimes a little deeper, but it's always within that like 4 to 6 foot range, where it's supposed to be, unless it was installed incorrectly. As the crew leader, like what's the first thing that you do when you get on site? I know you guys were here yesterday, but what's typically the first thing you do? You assess the situation, you know, make sure that see what we need, where we need arborists or not. If there's a tree around, we have to see if we need arborists. If we're working on the E number, I gotta call you after to make sure everything is right. We need street closure, get all that stuff. Then we go into the basement, check to see where all the utilities are, and make sure, you know, everything is in order. Nice. And then like certain tools do you have to have in the truck beforehand, or
Like this is a sewer, so you have to have certain things for a sewer?
We have to get the gas already. First thing is to cut the street. Then the jackhammer come out and do its thing. After you finish jackhammering, the backhoe come in and with the asphalt and the concrete out. And we take it from there.
And pretty much that's done on day 1. And then day 2.
No, day 2. We do the property and the sidewalk. Day 1.
Day 1. And then day 2 is piping, you would say, like the actual.
No, on the first day we do excavation and piping from the property to the curb line.
Okay.
Day 2, we excavate the street and finish piping everything in the second.
So it's done in sections,
Nice.
right? So we always start at the house.
Okay.
We work our way to the street. So yesterday they already got their inspection on the sidewalk. The property's done, ready to go right away when they show up. They don't have to pull the E number. They're still on the E number and called in a street closure, as we discussed before. And then, as Stanley already explained, saw cut the street, jackhammer it out, rip it up, and start digging.
And the reason why we start at the house is to make sure we don't miss the tap or the spur. So we just follow the old pipe, so we know exactly where we're going.
Takes the guessing out. Instead of just being like, hey, this looks where the sewer is, let's just dig right here.
And find it.
You follow it out, you know you're on top of the pipe, helps you get the job done on time.
Nice. A nice smooth plan.
Yeah.
Now, what are things that come up that could mess up that plan that you deal with?
Unmarked utilities.
Okay.
That's the main culprit. So usually we run into some of that, but for now this one is going very smoothly.
Nice.
We knew where everything was, so you know.
No
important.
issues.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Usually it's just your
And then what would you say is a job finished and well done for you?
When I would say it's finished and well done, when the customer is smiling.
Nice.
There it is.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so in terms of a sewer job, this happens to be a very straightforward project, especially for someone as skilled as Stanley.
In this instance, we're also doing a water main.
Oh.
So yesterday, we drilled a hole through the front wall, and as we run the sewer pipe, we backfill like a minimum depth of 4 feet, and we run the copper line according. So once we get to the street, we don't have to redig the property. We just use the machine, the backhoe, and keep pulling on the copper line until we get to the city mode.
Nice. Sounds like a lot, but you got this.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Stanley.
You're welcome.
We always have somebody directing the backhoe operator, especially because we have a water main right in the hole. One bad move, that whole main
That
can
could be
just
bad.
blow up. You can crack the whole thing. So you'll always see that we always have somebody directing. And they use hand signals. They tell them exactly where they are. Make sure they don't hit the shoring. And as you can see, Stanley's a great operator. So you see? See him doing
Hand
the thing?
signal. Yep.
Telling them. You know, he's explaining the whole thing. So you can see how he pulls it out from underneath.
Teamwork at its finest.
100%. If not, if Stanley was here doing it by himself, the chances of him hitting that water main would be great. And if that happens, as you know, it would be a major, major problem.
Do you know how much longer they'll probably be out here?
We have a PM inspection, so figure DEP will be out here, I don't know, maybe 1, 2 o'clock,
Okay.
which we'll be ready for them. And then right after that, it's not a protected street. We'll still get our backfill though. Although it's not a protected street, we still get the backfill test.
Gotta do it.
And after we get that backfilled compacted, we put the plates on, and then our restoration crew will come, concrete base the roadway,
Nice.
come back 2 days later and pave it, and then we're done. Yeah,
Sounds easy.
sounds easy.
For Harris, that is.